That's all you had to say, goofball.
What's up?
It's not what's up, bud.
Damn,
This is my intro, buddy.
My bad.
Now move. What's your boy? JC. And we have here.
Hey, my name is Caleb. Probably seen me in previous videos, but 15, and I'm excited. It's gonna be cool.
All right. Yes, this is episode 2. We're gonna call it. I don't know. We'll see. But this is episode 2.
Imagine it's actually just I don't know. We'll see.
If you haven't already, you need to go watch this first episode with Benjamin right up there. Because this is the second episode. You can't skip. So we're going to get right into it. And we're going to start with first impressions. All right. I would say my first impression of this guy Caleb right here is, I'm not going to lie, I didn't like him. No, I didn't like him one bit, bro. He was just like random. Like Benjamin said, "Oh, when we could be having a conversation," and the kid was like, "Oh, guys," and then everybody just leaves. Yeah, so I don't like him that much. He was just there.
My first impression of Jordan, I didn't really talk to anyone at church like that. It was mostly like since my dad was there and everyone was like into talking to him because he was like the what's the word, like the whole area of people, because everyone like loved my dad.
Yeah.
So like I think I kind of tried to leech off of that, but it didn't really work. So I didn't really know Jordan like that until I think like 5 years ago, because I came when I was 8.
Yep.
So, and he was pretty cool. He was chill. I mean, he wasn't anything else. He was really just chill and relaxed. Now he's just a giant rage baiter. Every chance he gets. Every
This guy
chance.
right here. Yo, all right. So we're gonna jump into the first segment. There are gonna be 2 segments because these segments are long. So I'm gonna do 2.
So we had a teen retreat. It was like 3 years ago, and I was there, of course. Why wouldn't I be? There was this girl. Her name, we're gonna call her H. Yes. For now. H for now. She was nice. I mean, there was really nothing else, but him and his little buddies want to be like, ha, you like her, bro? You like her? And I was like, okay, bro. And I was like, after a while, I was just like, yeah, I do, because I was a gullible and stupid child. Something funny is somebody bought a bracelet for me to give to her as a gift. It was like, because I didn't have money, and he was like, I got you, bro. I'll get a bracelet for you to give to her. Trust me, it's gonna work.
Basically, the guy that was trying to help him out, it was my friend Kanjima, one of my other Ethiopian friends, other than Getch. And he just helped him with Helena since he was trolling. By the way, he was actually young too, so he didn't even. I could tell he wasn't serious. But as like we had to make it look like he was serious, you know. But this guy's gonna buy him a bracelet to give to her. But I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it was the day after or the day before. It was me, him, Helena, and Taya walking up towards, I think, to go like the breakfast or lunch. I don't know which one it was.
Paintball?
Oh, paintball. Yep, you're right. It was paintball. Then I think, I don't know who, if you said you liked her or something. I don't know how that is, but then she came out and said she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gay."
Oh my gosh!
I'm like,
it must have been bad because I do not remember that.
It's about ouch. Because then I think after, it had been before paintball. Because then after paintball, me, Helena, and yeah, we're gonna say it. Me, Helena, and Taya were walking after y'all were doing paintball. We walked back to the house and we were talking about it. She was like, "Oh, she's like Caleb is a kind guy, and I love his personality, and he's cute and all, but I just don't have any feelings towards him." But I mean,
So basically, I'm still a kind guy, bro.
it's still kind of
That's
exactly.
positive.
That's all that matters.
At least I got compliments. That's all I needed.
But yeah, the reason I'm telling you all this story is because I did not help him with this one. We're gonna say the difference between Kanji helping someone and me helping someone,
bro.
And since after this situation, I'm like, okay, this is where Dr. JC kick.
No, you're not Dr. JC.
Dr. JC arises from his tomb and becomes Mr. Wise himself, giving everyone advice when they're at the lowest. They're calling, Dr. JC, please help me in my relationship, in my love life, because I need you. And when the relationships are crumbling, Dr. JC is bumbling.
You couldn't think of anything around. That was
You're right.
That was
horrible. You're right. So it was this girl that came to the church out of the blue. We're gonna name her Jay. We're not gonna disclose her name at all, but we're gonna name her Jay. The first time she came was at the church picnic, but at that time we did say, "Are you new?" She said, "Yeah," and then she walked in, and we never talked again that day. The following day, I don't know if it was the exact following day or it was it was the exact following day. She came to Sunday school. I'm pretty sure on this day we did not have Sunday school.
Yeah, I think it was.
We had to sing for the choir. But this guy wanted to act sick.
I wasn't acting. I was sick.
He was acting sick, so he couldn't sing in the choir.
I was sick.
But
I was sick.
This is when love started arising from the sunset. And they were talking for about an hour and 20 minutes tops. While I was up there singing, I'm like, oh, look at him just giggling, gaggling. I'm like, okay. But at this point, he had a situationship. So at this point, he had a situationship. So he ain't see her as nothing but a friend or somebody he just got to know, right? All right, let's fast forward to I don't know. This next Sunday, it's another day. It's another Sunday. This guy decides to troll me and act like he's about to text one of his exes that blah say he wants you. I'm like, okay, bro, we're not playing those games. I was like, oh, you want to play those games? I got you. So I'm gonna walk outside and I'm going to say, I'm gonna tell Getch, Matthew, and all these other people. I'm gonna tell them, Caleb likes Jay.
I didn't even send the message. He just immediately
he didn't send the message. I thought he sent the message. I would know because he said, "Oh, I sent it," and didn't even show me. So I was like, "Okay, bet. Two can play that game." So I want to go. But technically speaking, I didn't tell her. So I mean, all that matters. But yes, I want to go tell them, and then I'm pretty sure they asked her. She said, "Ew, what?" I'm like, "Okay." Church rehearsal. She doesn't even know who the heck Matthew is yet. It was the first church play rehearsals. Everybody's up there. We're like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna get? Who are we gonna play in the play and all this other stuff? And then Jay walks up there knowing she's not even gonna be in the play, mind you. She just walks up there because her little two besties up there, A and K on my days. But they go up there and they start using code names saying mango, peach, pumpkin. I don't know. They were saying code names. I wasn't really listening.
Fruit.
He was dragon fruit. So dragon fruit was somebody. It was this white guy. It was him. It was Getch.
The white guy was mango.
Yep.
I think Getch was grape.
That was three.
And I was dragon fruit.
That was three.
Yeah.
They try to make one for Benjamin, but there's like every other like no, he's okay, I know. But then out of the blue, I don't know what she said to this day. He does, unless he forgot. but she said something that you got to be real bold and got to be real, like a real risk taker to say that. She tried to use one of those Riz lines. I don't know if it hit.
I said I was hot because the room was very hot, and then she said, "You're hot." Now, okay. I mean, depending on the situation, I overheard, but I didn't like fully hear it. But I mean, I wasn't totally cringed out. It was just
we basically acted like we ain't hear it, okay? But then she took him a big bolder step because apparently she probably knew Caleb was acting like he didn't hear or he just didn't actually hear. Then she's gonna take a big bolder step and say, "Caleb, I like you." I'm like, "Yo, what? Bro, gotta be the biggest risk taker I know." She's gonna say that, and mind you, it was a bunch of people in there. But she popped that question, and then Caleb goes to once again. Now this time I know he heard it, but he ignored it, and he called AJ, one of his close
basically I was just
homies.
in defensive mode because I didn't know what to say.
I mean, at the time, people don't know why he couldn't say nothing because he was in a situationship, so he couldn't even say anything. He couldn't respond to that question, or he didn't know how to. But yes, to try to get off the question, he called AJ. I don't know what he said. He said yada yada yada, and then a couple minutes later, he said, "Oh, my mom said it's time to go." So then he walks right out the room, and
I came back because my mom was still doing stuff, and then my mom okay. The first time I wanted to leave because I didn't know what to do. First time, my mom actually didn't call me. Second time, she actually did call me because the first time I went down there, she was still in the meeting because there was a meeting they were having. But the second time, yes, she actually told me where to go, and I was like, "Oh, well, I gotta go," and I headed out. Still, I didn't know what to say in that moment. I wasn't really scared. I just didn't. I couldn't. Yeah, like you said, I couldn't really say anything. I was like locked in this one place.
yes. So from then, he was in his situationship, so he didn't know what to do. But he put it. At this time he said he didn't like her. So I was like, okay. So then days pass. Where Caleb don't care anymore. He's just doing his own thing, acting him again. Now here we go with Matthew. Matthew comes to the church acting like he never seen it before, even though he's definitely seen it before. But this guy Matthew's gonna say, "I bet you $20 I can go get that." I'm like, okay, I give you 20 and Benjamin give you 20. Benjamin was like, bet. He was like, all right, bet. For y'all for real? I was like, yeah, never mind, bro. I told him never mind. Benjamin said, all right, he already knew Benjamin was gonna pay him. Let's actually be real. Benjamin paying people money. I should have talked about that in our thing, but I didn't. He's lucky.
Bro, didn't he ask me too? He asked me to give him 20.
He
Like,
asked
bro,
me 22.
he kept asking everyone to give him 20.
But then he said, no, he didn't do it that day. That's the thing.
He didn't.
He never did it that day. I was like, okay. I knew he was gonna. I knew he was gonna do it. Yeah, I knew he was gonna do it. But yeah. Fast forward again to this is where the core maze. This guy wasn't here, but I'm gonna try to speed this thing up fast. So the core maze. At first, it was just me and her. We were talking. I got to know her mom and all this other stuff. Then an hour passes. Matthew shows up. Her and Matthew do not have any type of conversation because at the time they don't know her. So, they don't know each other. So it wasn't until after the core maze to where we were sitting down getting ready to leave. It wasn't until after the fall festival, my fault, and before the core maze, we just sat and waiting to go to the core maze. They were sitting next to each other and they were chatting. Yeah,
Are you sure it was chatting or was it just one sided?
No, they were just chatting. I mean, it was a group chat, so technically speaking, they were next to each other. Then she went off sideboard to watch some YouTube, or she was watching. She literally laid on the couch and was posted up watching YouTube. I'm like, okay, can't be real. Flash up. We arrive at the core maze. Then it wasn't until I sat down on this little waggy swing or whatever you want to call it, with one of the kids, Gabriel, somebody that I used to babysit. I was talking to him about some type of movie. We're talking about movies. Then I see Matthew, but all I seen is the phone got. He had her phone. I'm like, okay, yeah, we already know where this is going. So bro already got his number just like that. It was so smooth. It was so smooth that it was nasty. But knowing me, I couldn't let this happen because bro did it for a dare. And this gives me flashbacks from when this guy's cousin did something for a dare.
Oh my gosh.
But that's a story for another day.
Yeah, that's
okay?
a whole different
That's
story.
a whole different story.
That was good.
But yes, he got a number. Boom, boom, boom. I was bored. I was gonna let it happen. So I was being oh man. Now this I was just trolling. I was trolling, obviously. So every time they would get together or get close or even hold hands, I was like, "Yo, Matthew, you see the stars in the sky? They're just so bright." And I kept doing it. And eventually, when I did it once, he pushed me forward and said, "Bro, move." I'm like, "Yo, he gonna push his homeboy just to impress a girl." Never would stoop that low. But that's exactly what he did. So then I was like, okay. Then I was really gonna be an L man because why is he pushing me? I was trolling, obviously. I was gonna let him have it. Anyway, after that, I'm pretty sure they exchanged numbers. Apparently, the word on the street is that they talked until like 1 a.m. something, one of the a.m.s. And that's when he asked her what her favorite Disney princess is. Out of all the questions he could have asked her. At this point, she does not like him anymore. She also doesn't like Getch anymore. She's locked in with Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. They get close. Kelly don't care at this point. It's not until one of the days
We were rehearsing on the stage.
We're rehearsing on the stage.
Oh my gosh.
And Caleb's locked in on his stuff, and I'm not really locked in. I'm just looking at them, just literally sit there and talk about nothing. So I'm like, okay. So then I go back to learn to play, and then I look up one more time, and I seen her literally scoot. They were already close. They were already close. Like their legs were touching, bro. They were already close, and she got a little taller. So I'm like, hold on, how she move closer and get taller? The only way that could happen is if she was sitting on him, on his leg. So I'm like, what is Jay doing? What is Jay doing? And then I'm pretty sure he sees it about the same time as me, and he says, "In church is crazy." Then the crazy part is that her mom was sitting in the back of the church.
Oh my gosh, like, yes. I at first I didn't know who that was. I didn't know who that lady was.
I didn't know who that was either.
And I was like, who is that? And then I was like, oh, that was her mom.
Yeah, but.
And then I seen Matthew's dad as well, but I don't think he's seen anything. I think he was looking in there to see if Matthew was in there.
Yeah, but basically everybody in there, including the adults, seen it. I had adults after me asking after the play, are Jay and Matthew together? I'm like, but you know, we're gonna. There are like 3 little angels that like the gossip and like get all the news and spread the news around. Like them. They're called gossipers. Let's say that gossipers.
Gossip girls, they have every single name in every name in the book. Bro.
Yes, they know the whole lore. They keep up to date.
They kept pestering me about it. They were like, "What do you know, bro? What do you know? What do you know?"
All this other stuff, but
so annoying.
The same day, he asked her out on a date that following Monday. Now,
I forgot that you went to go out. I forgot about that.
I'm pretty sure this is the same Sunday I had this church thing to go to, and I think Caleb was at home. So I called him. I gave him a call. I don't know exactly when I gave him. I don't know why I gave him a call. Oh, I gave him a call to talk about what just happened because that was insane. So he was already texting Jay, and I was also texting Jay because she was like, I was supposed to text her one of my.
No, I was texting Jay way before. That was before that. I was texting her in the beginning. I think. When did I? Oh no, because I remember we left after Sunday school, and she was like, "Oh, put your number in," and then I had to put my number in. Then oh my gosh! Wait, no, I forgot about mentioning this. Okay, so the corn maze, she texted me because I had a competition for band. She texted me, "Good luck in your competition," and I remember her telling me that she didn't expect me to respond at all, and I actually did. I was like, "Oh, thanks." From that moment, yeah, and then I think we didn't text each other after that. Up with them.
I remember him telling me that the same day that I went to this church event. And I would text her because I was like, I text her to send her a poem because she said she wanted to read one of my stories or something.
Oh yeah, I
Well,
remember
that's
that.
not what I ended up sending. I ended up saying, oh, I forgot. All right, this is the same Sunday Caleb left early because he did not want to stay for play rehearsal because he said, oh, I already know my lines. So I was like, okay. So he left me there. I forgot. This is when we were chatting and I told her that her and Matthew are not gonna work out. I'm like, Matthew's too nonchalant, too dry, and they don't like they can be together and not have any conversation. I asked her, what conversation y'all be having? She said, actually, we just sit there on our phones and both scroll and look at each other occasionally. I'm like, what? And then that's what I told her. That's what I told her. He did it for a dare. He did it for a dare, bro. So if somebody tried to do that to me for a dare, I would want to know. It's not elements. It's just don't telling somebody something that you don't even want to happen to yourself. So technically speaking, I was in the wrong. So yes, this is the same day I told her that. So yes, now I'm at thing. I call this guy. Yes, I text her. I said you didn't have to listen to me.
Yep,
She said, "Oh, I listened to you because you were right." Blah 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 blah. This. Then she asked me for help on how she was supposed to choose one or the other. Then I said, "You should choose the one that you think fits you more. You should choose somebody that gives you your needs more than your wants." So she was like, "Oh yeah, I feel like Caleb gives me more of the needs, and then Matthew gives me more of the wants, and blah 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 blah." Then to sum it up, I just said at the end of the day, you can't have both. At the end of the day, you can't have both. So I was like, boom, 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 boom. Then he was also texting her. We're on the phone. We're talking. I don't know about nothing, but we're just gonna go ahead and fast forward to Oh, this is where Dr. JC kicked in. This is the 3 days that Dr. JC kicked in. So he wants to call it peer pressuring. I'm calling it.
It was a bit of both.
Telling the
It was a
truth.
bit of both. It was a bit of both.
I'm telling the truth. So he just kept denying that he didn't want you to learn and he didn't care. I was like, you're lying. So every time he would say something, I would counter it. I said, bet. I thought Jay was gonna like that. After I was trolling him about, oh, Jay this, Jay that, he finally admitted after 2 days. He said, fine, what do you want me to say? Fine, I'll like her. I'm like, duh. I already knew that. I just wanted him to say it because I already knew you. Then he went on to say a little bit, but we soon seen it was a lot. It was more than that.
Yeah.
So basically, what I told him to sum this up, I basically told him that this has gotta be like a sign because there's no way she had to stop talking to Matthew and his situationship didn't work out. And she came around when she came around when he had a situationship, and somehow they had the same. They act kind of the same. One's just bossier than the other. They're both the same amount of energy, energetic. They both are funny. So it's just too many similarities between them. But Dr. JC really helps people out, and him and her said I had great advice, and they did take some of it, some advice I said. But yes, we did leave out a lot of parts, but we couldn't. There was no way we're gonna give the whole story.
It would probably be a whole video on its own if we actually explained every single thing that happened.
That was what was planned. But this whole thing, series I'm doing is showing the impacts that people have in my life, and this guy just had an impact in my life by just having me see that I'm an actual therapist. Dr. JC is actually a person. He gives great advice and all of that. But to sum it up, at the beginning, when I said I hated this guy, the crazy thing is that now he is the second out of all my friends, the second closest I am close to. I don't know how that works, but now I just get along with him so much. But all right, now our video is actually. Now it's time for our video to come to an end.
You're not red. You're not red, bro. It's not no Red and Raven, bro.
You mean Darby? That was Darby's quote. Now it's time for our story to come to an end.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't know ball. Anyway, what's your
my quote?
What's your quote? Your inspirational quote.
when life brings you down, pray.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I'll also be surprised if this video drops. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, you say it every
I'm
time.
sorry. I've said that last time, but my storage is fighting. Me and my storage are fighting. I'm trying to get a new phone, but I have no money.
Guys,
No money.
let's raise some money. He's gonna make a GoFundMe, bro. We're gonna post it. Please send money. You can send $1. We just need enough for a new phone for these videos. Because he drops some elite content. And you know you like it because you're watching it right now.
Anyway, y'all enjoy this short little video montage, and I will see y'all on the next episode.
Peace out. Rah! Well, I tried.
Didn't just want to end things off on a cliffhanger. So after we finished recording the video, me and Caleb had got an invite to Jay's New Year's party, and at the time, both Caleb and Jay liked each other but were confused. So going to this party would test if my advice really worked or they could use it correctly. So as we got there, everything was going great until I had 15 seconds on the clock and we were down by 3. I was dribbling the ball down the court and I seen Caleb with 2 defenders on him to the left, and I seen Matthew wide open to the right, which could also mean would I rather help someone who started to talk to Jay for a bet, or would I rather help someone that had feelings for her from the start? I had to make a decision. With only 10 seconds left on the clock, I froze up and I just shot from half court thinking one more word of advice would help, but it ends up being nothing but net in a bad way. I had said too much, but out of nowhere, Caleb grabbed the ball out of the air and slammed up to enter the goal with a great finish. And at this point, my advice had worked, and Jay and Caleb had gave me the credit for helping them out. So I can't say everything that happened since it would be too much. And even though I strongly encouraged them to continue as friends and get to know each other a little longer, I can't do anything anymore since my job is done. And what happens between them is my business. Because I have greater things to worry about. Because my most frequently asked question is, Jordan, why can't you use your own advice to get into a relationship? But that's a question for another day. I'll see y'all on the next one.